Now, our next award is the ACON President's Award. This award is bestowed to a person, group or organisation that has made a positive impact to the lives of LGBTI people in New South Wales. To present the award, would you please welcome ACON President Dr. Justin Coonan.
Thanks, Maddie. It's great to see so many faces, many familiar and many new ones tonight. I too would like to thank you, Auntie Millie, for welcoming us so warmly onto Gadigal land, as you've done so many times for us over so many years, and for reminding us that we're all in this together. And as LGBTQ people continue to fight for our dignity and our respect, your presence reminds us that Aboriginal people have been doing this on this land for far longer than we have. So we learn from you, and we're very proud to have you as part of ACON's family. And I too acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we're meeting today and pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. And I acknowledge as well, and particularly in the context of this award, our own LGBTQ elders, particularly those who are here tonight, who fought for our dignity and equality on this land for close to 50 years and who risked their freedom all those years ago so that we could enjoy ours today. We won't forget you. It's wonderful to see all of you here tonight celebrating the amazing work of so many sung and unsung heroes in our communities. So my congratulations, and on behalf of all of us on the ACON board, congratulations to all the finalists and award recipients. You're an inspiration to all of us. Because every one of you, in your own way, is leading the way for others. And no more so than the two recipients of the ACON President's Award for 2019, which it's my honour to present to two of our most loved and respected community members, broadcaster Julie McCrossin AM and activist and historian Robert French. Yeah. No doubt Julie and Robert would both say that they are two of many who deserve recognition, and that's true. But their stars have shone particularly brightly, and their efforts in the course of contrasting but equally impactful careers could not escape our notice. Since the early 1970s, both Robert and Julie have fought for the rights, health, and visibility of LGBTQ people. Julie began her activism in 1974 when she joined the Sydney University Gay Liberation Society, and she was later involved in the first Mardi Gras protest in 1978. Since then, Julie has lent her voice to a range of social justice and human rights issues, gaining prominence, as you will well know, as a broadcaster with the ABC and Network 10 for over 20 years. She first spoke in favour of marriage equality in 1999, and nearly 20 years later was a vocal proponent of equality during the 2017 postal survey. Not content with this, after overcoming a throat cancer diagnosis in 2013, Julie also began to advocate around greater research and support for people battling cancer, and became an ambassador for 3 cancer charities. In 2019, she was made a member of the Order of Australia for significant service to the community, and her work continues today. Please congratulate Julie. Robert French has also been involved in LGBTQ activism since the early 1970s. In the wake of the first Mardi Gras protests in 1978, he attended a follow-up demonstration at Darlinghurst Police Station a few weeks later, and it was the events from then on that led him to turn his energies to political activism. Robert was instrumental in the campaign to decriminalise homosexuality in New South Wales. In one memorable scene, he and Lex Watson, Australia's first president, signed statutory declarations admitting that they had committed buggery. I don't think it was with each other, but I've actually never asked Robert. And proceeded to present those statutory declarations to the head of the police vice squad, inviting their arrest. Robert and Lex were not arrested, the public tide had turned, and with the eventual support of Premier Neville Wran, laws criminalising homosexuality were struck down, the first piece in a sweep of legislative reform for our community spanning some 35 years. Robert was a co-convener of the Gay Rights Lobby. He chaired the meeting which established the Gay and Lesbian Rights Lobby in 1988. He's been a chair of the Star Observer and vice president of ACON. And more recently, he's been instrumental in keeping our history alive through his work with the Homosexual Histories Conference and the Pride Histories Group. And if anyone hasn't taken one of Robert's legendary history walks yet, you should. What's remarkable about both Julie and Robert is that they continue to contribute to our communities with as much energy today as they did nearly 5 decades ago. And it's only through the sustained dedication of people like Julie and Robert that we've achieved as much as we have, not just in New South Wales, not just across the country, but beyond our borders as well. So from all of us in the room and beyond, thank you. Both of you, and yes, it's true, alongside many others, truly ventured into uncharted waters, and we continue to fight for dignity and respect. That compass of courage, resilience, and determination which guided your journeys will help navigate ours too. So, Julie and Robert, it's my absolute pleasure to present you both with the ACON's President's Award this year. Unfortunately, Julie couldn't be here tonight. It's her birthday and she's somewhere out of Sydney, but she did send us a video, so let's have a look at that now.
Well, thank you so much, Justin. I'm incredibly honoured to receive this President's Award and to share it with Robert French, with all the wonderful work he's done to record and communicate our history. I am a piece of living history because I'm so old. I'm 65 today. Today is actually my birthday, the 2nd of October. I'm so sorry I'm not there, but I'm with my family out west, symbolised by the western cockatoo, which of course is gay, as you can see. I am thrilled to get this award from ACON because I saw the birth of ACON. I became an activist in the early 70s. I saw the horror of HIV/AIDS sweep across our community. And I saw our incredibly diverse community come together with progressive health leaders in our nation to be the very best responders and preventers and carers for people with HIV/AIDS in the world. I honestly believe that. And so I treasure this opportunity to receive an award from an organisation I respect so much. I want to take the opportunity to send out a cheerio call on all our behalves to a member of the ACON family, Russ Gluyas, and Russ has given me permission to make these remarks tonight. Russ is currently being treated for oropharyngeal cancer. It's cancer in the throat. And he's having radiation and chemo. He's already had surgery. And 6 years ago, I had exactly the same treatment. It's really, really tough. So how thrilled am I that ACON has joined in partnership now very recently with the Cancer Institute New South Wales to work on cancer within the rainbow community, to find our cancers early, to get us treated so we can be well. So cheerio to Russ and his partner, and thank you for this award.
It's true, we are working on cancer in LGBTIQ communities and we're really excited about it. So thank you for the plug, Julie. And we're really excited that our work, which started with HIV so many years ago, now extends to a much broader range of health issues for our communities. Thank you, Julie, and it is now my great pleasure to invite Robert French to say a few words.
I was surprised when Justin telephoned me and offered me this award. After all, many years ago, a friend and fellow activist of mine introduced me to a group of younger gay men. He said, "This is Robert French. He once was famous." I laughed, and I loved the fact that I'd come full circle from being a rooster to a feather duster. But I guess really I'm just a 73-year-old boiler. I'm flattered, but I do find it a bit embarrassing. Don't get me wrong, that's not false modesty. I'm proud of the things that I've achieved since I joined Campus Camp at the University of New South Wales back in '71. I'm proud of 30 years of history walks with the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence and with other people. But I'm most proud of the Buggery for Liberty campaign in 1983, when that great activist, Lex Watson, and I confronted the head of the Vice Squad and confessed our crimes and dared him to arrest us. He didn't seem to want to take the stat decks and give it back to us. So we got a bit emboldened and said, oh, but you've got to take them. They're legally, kosher. You've got to have them. And then he took us by surprise, actually, because he looked at us and he said, oh, have you done it with each other? And Lex and I, sort of surprised, looked at each other and went, oh, no. So, yes, I was one of the significant people involved in that campaign and other activities. But that is my point. I was one of. There are numbers of other people who are involved in law reform. 3 of them are actually in this room tonight. Chris Puplik, Graham Head from GSG, and Anthony Green from GRL. Yes, that Anthony Green. But not just law reform. Over the past few years, I've been compiling for the Pride History Group an LGBTQ Pioneer Names Register of the many people who have been active and who have made a contribution over the last 50 years. A revised version will soon go up onto the revamped PhD website. It is humbling just to read that list. None of us, of course, did what we did in order to be put on a pedestal or get an award. Nor, as I said to one historian recently, do we want you to romanticise our lives and our achievement. A lot of this work was bloody hard, particularly law reform, which in the end was a 4.5-year slog. As Lex Watson said to me just before he died in 2014, it had to be done, so you did it. And though younger queers may very well be the beneficiaries, we really weren't thinking of you. Well, at least not that much. We actually were sisters doing it for ourselves. Last year, the President's Award rightly went to Camp Incorporated. Next year, we celebrate the 50th anniversary of the foundation, and Peter Duval was there at the beginning. But if you think this is just the anniversary of one organisation, you well and truly miss the point. What the camp founders, the women from the Daughters of Bilitis, and the early gay liberationists did when they lifted their heads above the parapet was not only initiate a period of visibility, they also started a social revolution, which is the equivalent of the women's liberation movement, and it's a revolution which is with us still. In just 2 generations, just over 2 generations, we have come from being hanged. And yes, buggers were hanged in this country, and that seems to be written out of our history books, from being hanged, incarcerated, judicially tortured, particularly women with lobotomies and gay men with aversion therapy, from being pilloried to now plighting our troth. How sweet. I urge you to remember that when next year we embark on the celebrations, and I urge you to join in the celebrations of our 50 fabulous years. Now, my mother maintained that I could talk under wet cement, so I think that's enough from me. Here on the land of the Gadigal people, whose elders past and present and future I respect, I would like to thank Justin, Nick, the board of ACON, Dosen Turco lawyers, and the other partners and sponsors of these awards. And, if I may be so presumptuous, I would like to accept this award on behalf of that first gay liberation generation whom I wish to honour.